What is going on? Welcome to the literal first podcast episode of Time Wasters. My name is Brendan Throw, otherwise known as Sneak Snag on the internet. And this is a podcast about nothing in particular and lots of stuff at the same time. My first guest is the always entertaining Fundy. A lot of you probably know him because I share a weirdly large amount of audience with him, but I'm gonna give him the floor to share a few things about himself real quick. So Fundy.
Hello, I'm Fundy. I'm honored to be the first guest. I'm paid a lot to be here, and
I'm Rich.
yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna assume that you don't know me. I'm a YouTuber, Twitch streamer. I do a lot of content that sometimes overlaps with Snig. We've played
Mhm.
Terraria, whatever else, and
I get a lot of comments
yeah,
still to do more Terraria stuff with you though.
we definitely should.
Mhm.
We've played it a lot, and I honestly have been enjoying that a lot.
Yeah.
Like we should continue that kind of stuff.
Shout out to my VODs channel. Go watch our Calamity Terraria playthrough. It was a
Some good
struggle
stuff on
and
there.
a blessing at the same time. Well,
That's
okay,
insane.
so you've kind of already gone over that you are, a YouTuber, a streamer, stuff like that. Like, what do you think you identify the most as? Because like obviously you do YouTube content, you have like 2 or 3 channels, I believe.
I
And
have I have a few too many, yeah.
right, but you also have a Twitch stream and that you stream regularly on, which I'm pretty
Yep,
sure
and an
most of your
Instagram and a TikTok
right.
and yeah.
Which
I've
one do
got
you
all of them.
think resonates the most to you?
I don't know. So like I started it all off with YouTube. I knew of Twitch when I started. I was aware of what exactly that was. Because I watched, some streamers before all of it. But at the same time I also watched some YouTubers like before everything. I would say I'm more of like a YouTuber than a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Um like while I enjoy streaming, it's just like YouTube is just like what is the big thing for me in my opinion.
Right.
Um
Because I'm the literal opposite. Like YouTube is kind of whatever for me. Streaming's my bread and butter.
right. Well, I mean, I still treat streaming like very it's very high up there, right? Like it's not nothing. Like if we compare it, um streaming would be by far above anything else regarding like, oh, I'm not an Instagram model, I'm not a TikToker, or like none of that. It's just that because I've not necessarily like okay, so I started everything off with like streaming. Um that has got me to where I am now. But I did YouTube like 4 years back,
Right.
even though, my channel only is like a year ago since uploads.
I
Something
think
like that.
I think a good amount of people have dipped their hand in the realm of YouTube content. I mean, like that's what I did when I was younger. Is I started YouTube content because like Twitch was Justin TV like years back, and it wasn't like
Oh,
super
yeah.
massive, and it wasn't like you know in the realm of popularity and relevancy it is now. But
Mhm.
um, just
Like
like everybody
one of the
else.
actual OGs like who was aware of Twitch back then. I had no clue
Oh
that it was
man,
called
I have no idea. I
yeah.
can name a million YouTubers, but I can't even think of people who were like on Justin TV. Maybe like I think Gassy Mexican might have mentioned he streamed when it was Justin TV, but I
How
don't know
long ago
anybody
was
past
that?
then.
That's more than 10 years,
I'm
right?
hold on, I'm looking it up.
I
Um,
actually have no clue how long
when
ago that
when
is.
did Twitch rename? Um, let's see. Where's Justin TV? Because I remember Justin TV's parent company was rebranded as Twitch Interactive to represent the shift in focus. Justin TV was shut down in August of 2014.
Hmm.
Interesting.
That's actually more recent than I thought.
Yeah, me too.
Cause I had a chat with Captain Puffy and H Bomb
Hmm.
the other day. Both of them have actually been on Twitch for over 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, both of them. 10 years.
I did not know that. I
That's
saw a
such a
tweet the
big
other
number,
day.
right?
I think it was yesterday. Ant Venom made a tweet that was like, it was his like 10-year anniversary on Twitch, and he was like, Twitch sent me a package for his like decade partnership, but he applied the day it came out, like the day they made Twitch partner, he was like, I applied, and they responded that day saying he was a partner.
Oh my god.
Like
That's
I had
crazy
to
think about.
wait like weeks and applied like 3 times to get
Yeah,
partnership.
no, I played so many times.
People have waited like months. Like Ant Venom apparently the day partnership dropped, applied and was like, yeah, I got it.
Fun fact about me applying to Twitch though. Like I think back when I was applying to Twitch, my YouTube channel had not really like blown up, and I applied because I had
Mhm.
like enough, like the stats were fine, and then it got like denied like a month later, right?
What
Like
was
it took
your
a month for
what
them to
was
say
your
nah.
how many times did you apply?
I applied 3 times.
Okay, me too. What were your first what were the what first and second reason you got denied?
So they didn't really say. They basically just said like, yes, you are, you're fit for all of this, but there's some more things that go into play, which means we can't put you into partner. That was the
That's
first reason.
that's weird. That's so
They were
vague.
very obscure with it. But then the second one, this was like after my YouTube channel had gone better. And because of my YouTube channel had gone better, like my Twitch started to pop off. Like I
Mhm.
would have streams where it would be like 50 viewers, and then 90, and then 150, and then 200, and then 300, and that would be consecutive between streams. Like it would literally be the next stream I would have 150
Yeah.
more concurrent viewers, right?
Well, I think it's safe to say that like your YouTube content is a little groundbreaking in terms of Minecraft things. I mean, I've talked about it with you personally before, but like some of the stuff that you've pulled through Minecraft is like, you know, I've seen people do redstone stuff, I've seen people code some stuff, but some of the things that you've been able to do strictly through Minecraft is like mind blowing. So it's like no
It
surprise to me that like people saw it and was like, where can I see more of this all the time? You know?
yeah, it's so when my YouTube popped off, I applied a second time and it still got denied because they thought I was botting with the amount of views that were increasing per
Really?
stream. Yeah, they thought it wasn't real, so they said, "Oh, let's just wait." And they said, "Wait another few months to see if the views stay this way, to make
That's
sure that it
incredible.
doesn't like drop back down."
That's
And then they said
similar.
they said wait a few months, right? But then I read in like the partnership thing, and it said, "Oh, you can apply next week."
Yeah, like
Right?
literally it was like a 2-week
So
period.
the week after, I applied, and I linked my YouTube to it in the application. I said, "Hey, listen, I'm on YouTube, and this is the reason."
And they were like,
The same, the same 24 hours. It was the next day, but like early in the morning, I got accepted
yeah, they were like,
immediately.
oh, okay, that makes
The
sense.
first one took a month. The second one took like a few weeks, and then the third one, when I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, I do YouTube," they're like, "Oh, okay, you're fine."
Do you remember like what you were doing when you got partnership?
Um, no, I remember I
I do.
did some coding on stream, but
You get
other than
partnered
that,
on stream?
huh?
Did you get partnered while you were streaming?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
That
They
wasn't the case.
they used to do this thing. I was hanging out with Travis or Traves in a Discord call like as you got Twitch partner. This was like mid SMP live whatever like
Wait, it's
mm,
it's Traves?
I believe. I mean, I've always called him Travis, but
Oh my god,
um
I always thought it was Travis. I had no
maybe
idea.
I'm just thinking it's something it's not as simple as it is, but I was like in Discord with him as he got partner, and they like came into his chat and like tons of Twitch moderators like came into his chat and like spammed him. They were like, check your email, check your email. Like apparently this was like a regular thing they used to do before like, you know, partners became increasingly more common, and you know,
Right.
it was probably hard to keep up with at that point, but whatever. Um yeah, I got denied the first time
That's pretty
similarly.
cool though that they did that. That's actually
Yeah, I
really
bet
cool.
that. I mean, like that didn't happen to me. I remember exactly what I was doing, but I can imagine that's overwhelmingly exciting. I mean, they do like the past this like GlitchCon or whatever, like the TwitchCon replacement and the TwitchCon. You know, they won in 2019. They like partnered somebody
Yeah.
like on stage at TwitchCon. I know that much, which is probably
Oh, that's cool.
amazing.
That's really cool.
They kind of like broke the news to people like during the virtual one this in 2020, but whatever. Um, the first time I got denied was similar to like the growth thing, except they were like, it wasn't because they thought I was botting or like they wanted to see the same numbers. They were like, we see that you're growing and we encourage you to keep going. But like we want to see it continue was pretty much what they told me. And then I did what you did, where I was like, well, you know, I tell everybody this who's like kind of, you know, pushing for partner and stuff, and people like try to like hold on to their analytics. They try to like apply like 3 months after because they have the consistency. And I'm like, Twitch knows this stuff, right? Like they're not gonna not see the previous data. So like even if you wait, they're gonna know. Like they're looking back.
Yeah.
There's people get denied despite meeting the criterion listed because Twitch looks back at all of it. Like they will tell. They can tell. So I'm like, people should just apply the second they want, the second they can, because to me, like every time you get denied, most of the time they give you info, right? So like the second time I got denied, the growth was, you know, better. Like they were like, this is great, but they were like, we think your chat's a little unmoderated. Like we think some stuff's getting a little too out there.
Yeah,
and needs a real back, which was fair because I was like 3 months into streaming, 4 months maybe. I think I got partnered. I started streaming seriously like January 2019 and got partnered like April. And, you know, I clearly needed a better grasp. So I was like, that's fine. And then, you know, I kind of made my mods go a little gung-ho on keeping stuff cleaned up. And then like literally within the next time I applied, I got partner. And I remember I was sitting in my parents' couch. I don't think I was on summer break. I was mid-college. I think I was just like home for the weekend or something. And I remember just like looking at a laptop or something, and I felt my phone vibrate. I looked at my phone and I saw the email, and I literally like got off my parents' couch and like ran around like screaming because I couldn't believe it. Because like that was like something I was pushing for. Like that was my 2019 goal, was to be a Twitch partner, and I got it like 3 months into actually streaming seriously. So it was like super surreal for me at that moment.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the reason the criteria are there, it's not the criteria that they have where it's like, oh, you have to have this amount of viewers and this amount of that. Once you have hit that, it's not necessarily that they will immediately accept you.
It's a baseline.
That's not all there is. That's basically just like you need this before you can even apply, and then we'll actually handpick and go through who you are and look into. Like that's the thing that surprised me in your case, where it's like, they actually looked into your chat. Oh, it's a little bit unmoderated or something, whatever.
Yeah, like they know. Like it's not like you apply, they read it and they're like, not this guy. Like they see what you apply. They see when you apply, they see what you write, and then they definitely look over you. Like they will pay attention. Because like I got a literal, like I've heard people who get like nothing in particular. Like I've had people be like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've gotten 4 denials and they don't tell me why. But like I got a literal, the first one. Yeah. I got a extremely direct explanation as to why. And I was like, absolutely fair.
I guess it also sort of comes down to who exactly sent you the letter of like, hey, you didn't make it.
That's probably true.
Some people will literally just be like, no, you didn't make it. Too bad. And some people are like, okay, well, this guy, he's trying and he's a human being, and let's actually give him some info on like how he can improve and what's missing.
Massive shout out to whoever overlooked the application to my partnership, because that was a life changer to say the least.
Massive not shout out to the first person that did mine. Screw you.
Thanks for the nothing, dick.
Thanks for not telling me. They literally just said like, yeah, no, there's just some things that were lacking. And they don't explain what was lacking. They just said some things.
YouTube is an interesting one for me because like I grew up with YouTube. I mean, like we already talked about how, you know, it was Justin TV before 2014, and you know, Twitch kind of blew up within the past, you know, 5-7 years or so. And you know, I didn't try my hand at it until 2019 because I, you know, found it as a New Year's resolution because I had struggled with YouTube for 10 years. You know, like, you know, we are similar in age. And you grew up with YouTube probably as much as I did. And it's the thing still. People want to be content creators because YouTube is such a large and popular dream job at this point. So like I personally struggled with it for super long, and I still do, because I feel way
We
less
know.
passion towards it than I do Twitch. And you know,
You said it was a New Year's resolution.
yeah.
I- Really? So like at New Year, you were like, I'm gonna do YouTube. This is
Yeah.
like the thing.
No, not YouTube. I said I wanted to. So contextually, like I said, I've been trying to do YouTube stuff for like 10 years. I had like 1,400 subscribers on YouTube. And I was like, I know what I'm doing is good. I don't feel like I know what I'm doing wrong. And it was bothering me a lot. And I had like in and outs of content for a long time in those 10 years. It's not like I was consistently posting for 10 years, but like I had thousands of videos. I don't know if because of YouTube's new whatever, like its new interface, I don't know if I can exactly look back and see exactly how many, but I have a lot of unlisted videos because I grew up in the Let's Play era where people just posted, they recorded an hour and they posted like 20 minutes at a time, and it was like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I did that, and I had a lot. Like I made a lot of videos. I don't think I can exactly find how many, but it was in the thousands for sure.
Damn.
And clearly something wasn't working, and I knew I didn't hate content. I knew I think and I don't know what I was thinking at the time. I think to me, looking back, I knew I wanted to do something in the avenue of creation, but I felt like YouTube wasn't working and wasn't where I wanted to be. I mean, like I post there sometimes. I like YouTube, but to me, I struggle with it a lot. And Twitch streaming, was getting a little pretty out there in 2019. And, it was New Year's 2018. And I was like, I think I will try to stream and really give it a shot, because I was entering my last semester in college, and that meant I either had to go to graduate school to get a master's or be an adult and use my degree, which was terrifying. So I decided
Degrees
to
suck, man. I just drop out of school.
Yes, I mean that's a whole different thing. Is like college is such a pressurized thing for American people to dedicate their time and debt to, and it doesn't. I mean, like
there's like the college debt is a big thing there.
I spent 4 years. I spent 4 years to owe the government money for papers I don't even use at this point.
Oh my god!
I mean, like I do like true crime streams because for people that don't know, I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. So I have like a little bit of info on criminal behavior and the justice system, stuff like that. So people,
and now he plays Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, Twitch labels me as a variety streamer, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
I do some true crime streams sometimes. You feel free to go watch it, whatever. But I mean, like that was it's a big time investment and a large sum of money that is basically put onto an 18-year-old, and they have to figure out what they want to do with their life at that age, and it's just not healthy. It's a whole different conversation we can have, but I was exiting college. This was my last semester. I was like, I have to do something, because I was at that age where it's like you're 23 and your life is ending because you're doing nothing with it. And I was like freaking out, and I was like, I love content. I fell in love with content as a kid, and the level of interest in things to do doesn't meet the same level that content creation does. I don't know if you feel similarly, but like I love my degree. Don't get me wrong. I love the subject and I like talking about it, but in reference to content creation, it just the level of passion doesn't equate. And
do you think that's just like content creation itself, or do you think like it's just just like as example, a person that's very into like building PCs,
like just passionate stuff
yeah,
in general?
do you think it's just like
I think it's both. I think content creation is very seductive. I think there's a lot of really alluring highs of content creation, but what people don't discuss is there's a lot of really
just stop using
big
these words, man. I'm
sorry.
I'm a dummy dumb. Like
There's a lot of tempting and exciting parts of content creation that make it seem really fun and exciting to do permanently, like consistently. Everything about it's exciting and fun. Nobody discusses like the deep pits of like mental health it can cause if you're not careful about it, though.
it is content creation is almost its own group of
Yeah.
jobs,
Right.
right? It like
Well,
it has
New ways
nothing.
to create always have appeared.
It has
you know,
there's such a big advantage to being your own boss, saying you can
Mhm.
take a break whenever you feel like, but it's also such a disadvantage of knowing there's no deadlines.
Yep.
There's no reason for you to stop working. Like you can, if you mess up, you mess up, kind of, right? Like you're not on a you're not being paid by someone else.
Yeah.
You don't have a boss. You don't have a security of everything will go right in the upcoming month. Like
Burnout
that's
is
all in your own
unreal
hands.
in content creation too. Like if you don't keep yourself in check, you will actually fly so close to the sun, you will evaporate.
Yeah. 100%. It is a little bit terrifying knowing that that's so close.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, you see so many people with such amazing potential and incredible ability to entertain, and they just go so hard that they can't do it anymore.
Yep.
They don't keep themselves in check. They don't do anything else with themselves. They dedicate their entire time to the grind, and they get put into the grinder essentially.
They
I mean,
grind so hard they get put in the
yeah, they
grinder.
throw themselves in there by accident. It's unreal. It's hard to be your own boss, and I mean that's stupid and super like, oh, my life's hard, but nobody is watching over you. Like, I mean, it's like what you said. There's nobody being like, turn this in by 5 p.m. Friday. You know what I mean? Like, you have to
Yeah.
basically be self-efficient,
Mhm.
and that's not easy for a lot of people. And also, like, this job changes your perspective on a lot of stuff. I get excited to go
Yeah,
like
and taking that
grocery
into
shopping,
consideration as well. Like as example, I'm 21,
right?
right? I have really good friends that like they come to me saying, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And then we spend $5 on noodles or something as dinner, and then afterwards they send like a split thing where it's like, "Hey, you bought the noodles. Here's my $2.50 from it." I'm like, you don't have to send
Yeah,
that.
and you're like, what are you
It's
doing?
such a and we're the same age. It's such a different like
Mhm.
we don't have it's a little bit tricky because as example,
I
a
know,
person that's
it's
like a freelancer who's like, I don't know, 35 or something, has some experience in his job, like he's somewhat aware of what he does. I feel like they know a little bit more about life. And then here's a 21st year old who has on one hand such a big thing like YouTube and Twitch and it's such a like some of the numbers are
yeah,
unreal almost to know that every single one of them is like an actual person. But on the other hand, I'm literally equal to a person who still goes to college and eats like cup of noodles every day.
right.
Right? Like I'm still on that age. I still
There's so
do
much
struggle with those responsibilities sometimes, right?
there's so much malleability to it too, and it's so unique to its own thing. Like you're able to do so much with content, but it's hard to really do stuff. Like, you can't really take what you do here and apply it to other things. Like, you can't
Nothing. Not a
nothing.
single
Like,
thing.
yeah, like quite literally nothing. I feel like you could find examples if you really push, but like I can't. I mean, like, maybe I guess like with my stream and my my setup and I have everybody's got their broadcasting voice, whatever. I feel like that kind of applies to this, but this is also content, right? Like, maybe I don't know. Like, it's hard to find ways that it's applicable elsewhere, and I think that's what so many people struggle with is like it's hard to have a grasp on life when all you're stuck on is like how to entertain other people and like how to grow and how to make or how to get the most people watching, how to get the most money, how to be the most in the realm of relevancy. And it sucks because so many people disintegrate because they're so obsessed over wanting to be the most relevant and wanting to be the next big thing. And it's like you're
It really comes down to like
essentially
what your exact goal is
right.
when you step into like the path of YouTube. I've had a lot of the amount of times I've had emails or Twitter DMs or anything along those lines of people saying, "Hey, I've been working on YouTube for so long. I've been doing it for like 4, 5, 6 months, or maybe a year, maybe 2 years, whatever." And then they complain about like, but my growth is not there, right? And while on one hand, like I understand, like, okay, well that is indeed a factor that comes into play, right? Like you want, when you do YouTube for a long time, you want, the subs to go up, you want the views to go up. That's an ideal thing to see. But at the
Of
same
course.
time, it really shouldn't be your focus.
It
And
shouldn't.
this is not because of growth necessarily. This is because of, if you have that as a focus, if you have money as a focus, or subs or
As
views,
your
right?
main focus. I mean, you can focus
If
on it.
that's your, you can focus on it,
Not
but like if
fully
it's your
though.
main focus, even if you do get there, even if you get 10 million
You're
subscribers
gonna hate
with
your
this
job.
focus, you're not only gonna hate your job, but you're gonna just be in such an iffy, bad position once you see some videos go downward, because
Right.
it's bound to happen. Like there
YouTube's
are
so
going to be
awful
videos
at it
that
too.
you can't keep exceeding your previous self, right?
Yeah. That
Everyone has had like a video that just did a lot worse than the rest.
tanks
And
immediately.
if your
You can
focus
tell
is if
what
your
you can
focus
tell
is
before you
views,
post it. Sometimes you're just
yeah,
like, I
you
know
even sometimes
I
know.
don't care.
Well, I really do care. Like I do care a lot about like
It's
my
hard
views and
not
stuff.
to.
And I really hate myself if I don't get a really
Yeah.
good video.
YouTube's
But
very
if
cool
it's
at
your
being
main
like, you
focus,
fucked up.
yeah, but like imagine if it's your main focus. If your
Right.
main focus is I want to get as many views as possible, and then you get a video that completely
It's
flops, maybe
it's
even two. It's demolishing.
it's
Like you are going
tormenting,
to,
dude. It's absolutely awful.
it's such a bad mindset to have,
It,
both in when you want to become a YouTuber and both when you already are. Like it's just
yeah.
really not good for your
But
own sanity.
to me, and this is the issue, and I kind of struggle with this myself, because mainly like I have people like you as good friends who, you like, if you look analytically, you are way higher in the realm of audience retention and viewership on most things, right? And I could take that personally if I really wanted to. But at the same time, when you draw a comparison from yourself to a different person, especially with content creation, you automatically are in a
Yeah,
losing argument,
it becomes
because
really bad.
like we are two extremely different people who don't do the same thing, right? And if I look at what you do and I'm like, well, why am I not doing that as well as he is? I'm going to automatically negatively reflect on myself. And
Yeah,
it's way more of looking into your previous self and finding growth through there, rather than being like, well, I'm not as popular as other person with a more popular thing. I mean, you're setting yourself up to lose immediately by doing that sort of thing. Um, and it's tough not to, because this stuff is so driven by numbers, and they're in your face at all times. It's incredibly difficult to not want to look at them, but it's
mm,
so good for you to just do your thing and see where you've come from and see where you are, and be more proud of like your growth now and currently than like, oh well, I don't get as many views as this guy,
yeah, exactly.
you
Like
know.
striving for the number one. It is actually very common as well for people to have this mindset
Yeah.
where I've seen like a lot of friends of mine in content creation that almost beat themselves up because they see another YouTuber or another streamer do content that they consider, oh, I would be able to do that, and they nail it, but they don't, right? Like um it is a really tricky mindset, but fully understandable because, like you said, these numbers, they're literally all up in your face at all times. Like
Yeah. On
you
purpose
open
to
YouTube,
motivate
like
you.
we still just, yes, we are making YouTube videos, but at the same time, I spent like 4 hours on YouTube, right?
Hmm.
Like I spent so much time on YouTube and Twitch, just vibing, just
Yep.
doing whatever else, right? And they're so in your face to the point where you see like friends of you as recommendations, and you see like, oh, this video of my friend has 5 million views,
Yeah.
and it almost automatically it like goes into your head
Yeah,
like,
and you're
oh,
like,
that's
where's
a lot of views.
my
Why am
recommendation?
I, like,
Why am I
how
not
dare
on the
he? Fuck
trending
this
tab?
guy.
Exactly. It's so difficult, and I'm not, like, I'm not a wizard. I haven't figured it out. I feel like I've been way better. I mean, I've been doing this for 2 years at this point, full time, and it's unbelievable it's been this long already. But also, like, you
Yeah, I'm
find
actually
better.
surprised by that. 2 years.
I
That's
know,
actually
right?
pretty
It's
good.
weird, but you find better ways to handle it each time it happens to you, and it's a matter of pushing forward rather than like letting analytics and the pressures of a social media like beat you down to a crisp to where you don't want to do the thing that you were passionate about at the beginning from. Like,
Yeah.
I could really hate myself over the gray arrows that YouTube provides me so generously as I want to look at anything on my channel, because they purposely put them there so you see them immediately and you're like, well, I guess I have to post more content because they want more money.
For the record, for those who don't know, YouTube basically has like a page where it shows you, it
Yeah,
compares videos that you upload with other videos, and it gives you like a little green arrow,
yeah, green
that points
good.
up if you did something good, or a green check mark, and it gives you a little gray down arrow, which used to be red, by
It
the way,
used to
which
be
used to be
red,
red.
which
It gives
was
you a little arrow that
it's
basically
like
says,
if
"Hey, you fucking suck."
it's like when your teacher, you don't want to look at it because you like took a test and you were like, I did not do well, I can already tell, and like the teacher hands you it back face down and like you see like red pen through the paper and you're like,
It's
like a
actually
lot.
even worse. It's actually even worse because imagine if this
Yeah.
is how school grading was, right? Let's say you get handed a test and you got a B plus, right? Now imagine if your next test wasn't based on its own score, it was based on how much better it was than your previous B plus.
Yeah.
So if you got a B or a B plus, it would show meh, right?
Yeah.
Because it's meh.
Exactly.
But if it shows an A, it shows an arrow up. But then the next test has to be an A or higher, otherwise
Yeah.
it wouldn't do that again.
Or
That's
like,
YouTube for you.
exactly. It's so
Like
it's
if you
so
get, if you
unfair.
get a banger video, if you get an amazing video, and your next video is like good but not amazing, it basically already tells you like, yo, you're fucking up.
Yeah, it's like,
Like
dude,
you're not doing good, bro.
what is this?
It feels so bad.
Yeah. It's super discouraging.
It's really
but
really bad.
YouTube is it's super hard. It's really hard to find the mental fortitude. Like, it's really, it gets better each time. Like I said, it gets better each time this sort of like mental process goes through your head. I think for me, part of me finds solace in just being like, throw the whole YouTube out. Like, I post a lot less on YouTube than I used to. I think when I was initially blowing up, I used it as a way to gain more traction, but I found myself dragging my feet more and more because I'm like, this is not where I want to put myself. I love my streams, and I feel like YouTube has always been kind of, at least the form of the way I post, and maybe this is something for me to work on, is I feel like what I post isn't what I love posting. I feel like I need to look more into finding things I enjoy posting.
Because you mainly upload highlights, right?
Right, exactly.
Just as much as you don't have that much of an like affection towards YouTube, I also don't have that towards my highlight channel.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care as much about my highlight channel because it's highlights, right?
It's person
like, you do a
dependent
stream,
for sure.
and you get someone to edit, or you edit it yourself and you put it on your highlight channel, and then that's that, right? Whereas I can confidently say, while I don't upload as much on my main channel, whenever I do, I really enjoy it. Like, I really enjoyed making the vlog. I really enjoyed hanging out like with all the friends and actually doing it for content. And on top of that, like, I was the happiest person about 4 hours after my vlog gone live on YouTube.
Yeah, just soaking it in.
That thing was
it blew up.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That thing was a 10 out of 10, where it did really like meh at the start because it was a Minecraft, and then it just
absolutely imploded.
It exploded. It went on to like the number like 3 on trending.
Yeah, it was
general.
like 2 or 3 on trending as well.
I think
That's
it's
incredible.
still like 7 on trending right now. I can quickly check.
What was your? I haven't watched the video, so I should. But what was your favorite thing visiting them? Like, well, first of all, I guess maybe give people exactly what the vlog was, like where you went, but also like
So
what was your favorite
basically,
thing, not in the vlog or in the vlog? What was the thing that you were
what was the
like,
favorite
you're going to
thing
think about
of
it in
just?
like 10 years and be like, that was amazing?
Oh, I that's tricky. So I really enjoyed. I think out of the entire vlog, I really enjoyed my time with George.
Really?
He is George is one of the kindest people I've met in a very long time.
I,
It is
I,
it is unbelievable how kind that guy is.
despite having a lot of friends who are connected to George, I don't think I've spoken to him a single time.
So the thing, like, this is a little bit of like a funny thing that George did. I can say this. It's just like something funny that happened like outside of like all the streaming stuff, and basically it literally was just us two being friends and nothing else.
Hmm.
So the day that I went to George, it was a little bit on the later side, and it was very far away from the place where um I had most of my equipment, right? So for me to go back to the other place was almost impossible, which basically meant I either had to get like a hotel or stay at George's place, right?
Hmm.
So I ended up staying at George's place after like the whole stream and after we did a bunch of content. And I remember this quite clearly where George said like I never had anyone like sleep over is what George said. Like he never had anyone come over, so I was like the first person that actually stayed at his place.
Sure.
And I think he reiterated like 4 times, like it's totally fine tomorrow morning if you want to wake me up and we can get some breakfast and here's a blanket and here's a pillow. Like just make yourself at
Just like
home, and
super excited
if you
about it.
if you want to get some food from the fridge, that's fine. If you want to just be on TV, that's fine. He was so friendly about
That's
it.
so cute, dude.
And I
What?
was like, "Oh man."
I'll make some breakfast in the morning. I'll wake you up when
No, no,
it's
he was
ready.
literally like, you like tomorrow morning we can get some breakfast. Like it'd be awesome. You can't leave if you want to. He said. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
man,
That's super
so
cool.
awesome. He's an amazing person, and like it's great. That's
That
probably like something I would look back on like that. I really enjoyed that a lot.
that is super cool, dude. Um, well, I guess
It,
speaking
it's
of,
something funny. It's actually something like really funny because like just as much as George and everyone else like Wilbur, Tommy, Tubbo, Rambo, Nikki, Jack, you, me have like a status of like, oh, we're YouTubers, we have
yeah,
views, we have all,
way to
like
throw me
we
in
are
there to make me
all
feel good. I appreciate that.
we like outside of all of this, we are still just literally normal, like just as much as you would see a random college person. I am the exact same, but I also do YouTube,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like
I
outside of
think
YouTube, we are the exact same as normal. Like we just it's so nice.
it's hard for
Um
people to remember that because we're so seen a lot
yeah.
of the time. I mean, like we have a lot of hours publicly in some realm. I mean, like we're not like celebrities having paparazzi chase us down, stuff like that, unless maybe Tubbo's doing like an IRL
Well,
stream.
well,
But
well, there were a lot of pictures
right,
taken when we all hung out at the
yeah,
same time,
sure, I can imagine. But
but
like, like your normal day to day, you go to a grocery store, you buy food, you
yep.
sit in your house and you play
Literally
games
went
off
today. I
stream.
got some kiwi
Exactly.
juice. Absolutely love it.
I went to a farmer's market near my house with my parents and my lovely fiance, and we got
Yep.
some ice cream that is our favorite local ice cream.
Absolutely fantastic.
You
Yeah.
know, I think
It's great.
people. It's really hard for people to remember that even though like we're public for so many hours at a time. Like there are the times when we're offline might mean way more than people realize. I mean, like
Mm,
not that it's not like we hate what we do, but to me, like sometimes the step away from a stream is like euphoric in a way. I'm like, that was incredible. I can't wait to like relax. You know what I mean?
right. And there's another thing like the time we are online, so like all the YouTube moments, all the Twitch moments, whatever clips you can find, the energy there is also, and I'm speaking like generally for me, like I know some people are different on this, but like for me, there's a much more much higher energy level on
It's
those.
it's an entertainment. It's an
Yeah,
entertainment
it's
avenue.
entertainment.
I mean, we're
So
on
so
the
so
we're on the
like
clock essentially.
so it's really funny to, as example, know that Tommy has this huge, like, enthusiastic persona, like, during
Right.
streams and everything else, right? And then you meet him in person, and then you can just be completely normal with all of them. You can just go shopping
Yep.
and be completely, like normal people, right? It's really funny to see that in a way where
I
it's
think,
it's not like a different person, but in the same way, it also sort of is, right?
well, we all do we all have ways of adapting to each social situation that occurs, and like streaming and entertaining on stream and stuff is a social setting in a way. But
Yeah.
hanging out with friends is a different social setting. If you're not, I mean, like, in a way, we clock in and we have our period of time where we're keeping your attention and having fun, making jokes, making people laugh, entertaining the masses, right? And
Mhm.
that is a attitude that doesn't or shouldn't translate to other things. I used to have a really bad issue, and Hannah has been amazing enough to help me kind of be able to switch gears easier, where sometimes I'd struggle to turn off the entertainment side of myself. So, like, I would stream through the day because I knew we would go hang out with friends that night and maybe go to a bar and have some drinks and have a good time. But I would be way too locked into streaming mode where I would be like, whoa, like super kind of like trying to really jazz it up and play it up to the point where I would
Make
like
content without an audience.
and I would like melt down. Like, I would legitimately like shut down. Like, my brain would fry and I would become like irritable and want to go home and like hide in a corner.
That is actually very common and such
Right.
an annoying thing to deal with as well.
It's really hard for some people because, like, this is their thing, and it's hard for people to understand, especially when you become like a full-time content creator, that this cannot be the only thing you do. Maybe as a job,
almost like,
but like, you need a life. Like, you literally need a life.
it's almost seen as like a stamina bar that
Yeah.
just hovers above you whenever you
Exactly.
start streaming, and it drains during your streams and it drains during your YouTube and such. And then after you finish your stream, after you finish your video or recording or whatever
Recharge
else,
time, baby.
and you don't take this recharge time, you just find yourself like, there's this sudden click where it's just like, oh, stamina's empty. Your mood is now, you're
Yeah.
drained for the day. You're done. Like, oh, you wanted to do something fun. You wanted to have some energy. Nope.
Nope.
You are just drained. You're just
Can't do
done.
it.
This was your day. Here it ends. And then, yeah, you're just in this tricky situation where you realize, like, damn, I didn't clock out for work.
Shit, did I clock out? Uh-oh. This isn't gonna go on the timesheet, dude.
Damn. God.
I love that analogy. Wow. It sucks. I think not a lot of people discuss it. I think something I'm proud of in my like streams is I'm very candid with my feelings at the time and personal stuff like this. So I think it's really cool to at least know, like, you relate in some fashion. I don't think people, I don't think content creators talk to each other enough.
I was about to say
the
like,
mental gymnastics.
We don't talk enough to each other for us
No.
to realize how similar we are and how similar we struggle with the same issues, to the point where if someone else says something like, oh, this and this has been going on my mind, and you just literally in your head go like, oh, me too.
and I think beautifully that is partially the point of this podcast, because we can relate to each other in this sense, but somebody out there who could be listening, who could be a fan of me or you or both of us, might need some direction and might be struggling with similar things on whatever scale that they are in relevancy, and something might click. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I would love that. I would love for somebody, like, because the worst thing is feeling like you can't express your struggles, and it's hard to, when so many content creators not only want to only show up on a certain way because they feel like if they appear differently than their stream or their, YouTube, whatever, that it'll be jarring for people, even if it's someone who's a friend outside of content, or like a content creator who's not, like, neither of you are doing anything content wise, you're just talking, right? That sounds awful. Like, it's a terrible thing to feel like you're trapped in a corner with nobody to reach out to. So like I hope in ways it can help some people realize that, like, it does not matter like how many numbers you have as a creator. Not only is your content's important, because you can entertain people on whatever scale, and you might mean the absolute world to somebody even if you get 10 viewers a stream. The 7th viewer watching might think you are the fucking shit.
Fun fact about that, one of the I know that this is true because I have like someone in that scenario. Basically, one of the mods that I have now that takes care of my Discord, that takes care of my Twitch, he is not only one of the OGs, not only one of the people that was there when I still
Before
had
you
like
botted.
25 viewers. He's not like one of those OGs. He's also literally a person I just hang out with every single day, and I met him when I went to the UK because he back then, he already, even though I had like 20 viewers back then, he said this guy's awesome, and that mentality that's just been going on for like years. So even though if you're doing anything like regarding content creation or TikTok and you have like 100 viewers and you get sad that it's not 1 million, one of those 100 can be literally the exact same as what I have.
They all matter, and it's hard to not feel like, I mean, like, I've been struggling with it recently just because like the stuff I've been doing on stream has been explosive in view count depending. So like the true crime stuff, people are eating it up. I get, depending on who's live and what time of the day it is, I could get like 2,000 people watching me do this, and it's literally I watch a YouTube video. But I could play, I cold opened yesterday with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, right? I've never played it. It's been super fun. I've been streaming it. But like I go from 2,000 people opening up with a React Andy true crime video to 600 people watching me play Star Wars. And it's hard not to take that personally. But it's also hard to remember that that's 600 people. And each of those people, they're all there for a reason. And some of those people, you might be one of the most important people of their life, and you are making their day despite the 1,400 other people not being present, because it's just not what they're interested in. Everybody's different. Everybody watches different things. Stuff works, stuff doesn't. But it's so important not to like focus on what numerically feels good, because you'll just ruin yourself. Like you're going back to the mental gymnastics of streaming in general and in content. You'll just absolutely destroy your health by caring way more about the thing that gets you more views than the thing that doesn't. I mean, like humble brag, I guess.
This does apply for like things outside of content creation.
Of course. Yeah. Like I could, like in a way, I guess, like, when I got added to Origin SMP, and when we did the like that 30-day SMP that didn't age very well, I wasn't even in that. Right. But I could have absolutely get shit on. Who's irrelevant now, bitch? I could have absolutely poured way too many hours into it. And I did for Origins. I took over the server, whatever. It was a funny joke. People still refer to it as the Sneak SMP, which is hilarious.
I was not aware of that, but that's funny.
It is funny. Thanks for noticing.
You're welcome.
But like, if I really wanted to, Minecraft's a big game, super relevant, tons of viewers. I could have absolutely hammered my entire streaming career into that server and found way too many things to just absolutely sap every viewer possible out of if I really wanted to. But like that is not what I want. I can't see
Exactly.
myself, and it becomes less every single time I go to Minecraft content.
Sneak basically said, "Do I want to be an absolute multimillionaire with a tremendous amount of friends and business relationships, or do I want to stream, true crime?
Star Wars.
Do I want to stream Star Wars?" And he made that choice,
Well,
and whether or
kind
not
of-
it was the right one, we don't judge him for that.
Kind of, yeah. I think it was the right choice for my mental health, because like the last thing I want to do is to fall out of love of the job that I dreamed of since I was like literally 13. So,
Yeah,
like that is something that people enjoy, and that's something they could, if that's the way you want to take the career path of content, that's completely fine. But to me, that made me, I could feel it. Like the idea of taking that path, I could like feel the ominous threat lurking behind that, like really shiny, like money bag. You know what I mean?
the shiny money bag with, on the other hand,
There's like a
yo, you're
dude.
gonna hate this.
There's like a dude with a giant hammer waiting to punch you in the mental.
Just a dude with like a
Yeah.
like a boxing glove ready to just
Yeah,
punch
just
you in
like,
the nuts as you pick up the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be funny. More blocks. It's so person dependent. So I hope in some ways that like what we're discussing helps people. It might even help people we know. I mean, they might, who knows who listens to this? Nobody knows. I don't know. Maybe nobody. Anyway, but like speaking of, like meeting people, what is a really memorable first impression of somebody? Like, I mean,
like someone I met via like YouTube and Twitch and such, or
anything. I mean, it could be like somebody on the street that like, spun you around.
Well, I would say I'm gonna pick YouTube mainly because it's like it's
most
most likely that some people are.
we meet a lot
are
of weird
curious about
people.
this, right? And a lot of weird people. No, actually, like one of the main things that heavily surprised me, mainly also because my YouTube went so quick. Because my how my YouTube started was I basically found out a way on how to like code into Minecraft, right? And this
Casually,
was around
as
the
one
time
does.
when Baby Yoda was a big thing.
Did that when I was
Baby Yoda
14,
was-
but whatever. Just coded Minecraft. You know what? I don't want to give what you did less credit, but I did make the first video on how to put the Painterly pack manually into your Minecraft folders when there wasn't a texture pack option or texture pack folder.
Oh.
You had to manually drag all the files into it. So I mean, like, I'm kind of a legend.
Oh my
So-
god! But no one played Minecraft at that time, so no one cares. So pretty much
This
when
podcast is over.
when I just started, like figuring things out with YouTube and such, I had 133. No, wait, I had 388 subscribers, and I know this number very specifically because at the time I had 388 subscribers. A YouTuber, a much bigger YouTuber at the time, who goes by the name of Phoenix SC. He posted like a Reddit recap, and one of my videos made it into his Reddit recap. And because of my video making it into that, I posted another video on Reddit, and I think this is literally on like per day. All right, so the day I had that video, 388 subscribers. Next day, 2,000. Next day, 10,000. Next day, 30,000. Like it literally went that quick. And I think while I had only 3 videos uploaded, my third video hit 1 million views within 5 days. And because of that quick jump, I had no like connection with any other YouTuber
I know
at
exactly
all,
where this is
other
going.
than that one Reddit recap, right? So I had no connection. But because I was really like interested in what was going on and I did not want to have it quit, I just took the entire day to start formulating like
Mhm.
emails and stuff. And I messaged. I remember like Wilbur's brought this up many times where I contacted Will via email saying we need to collab, right?
Yep. Which is
And the
not
two people that
usually how these things happen, by the way.
well. I don't know.
I mean, in
still
my
don't know.
experience, but I mean, maybe in other people's experience.
When
But
you don't have any context and your Twitter literally has only 200 followers while your YouTube has a couple 100K.
right, way different in this
What
situation.
do you do? Right? What do you do? Like, you have no Twitter, you have no social media.
Right.
Email's the only thing you could do. Right?
You shoot
So
some AOLs, dude.
My email was literally formulated going, "Hey, I'm Fundy," and then in brackets, 180K subscribers. and then my email started.
I'm
trying not to die. It was to get attention, man. I needed to not look like a fangirl. I needed to be like, yo,
Yeah.
listen. So I did that. You can make fun of me, all right? Listen, this is how I even got in touch with you as well. So, you know,
That's yeah, you're right. This ties into me, so I can
This
I can
worked.
laugh,
This
but the
worked,
boldness
all right?
worked for sure.
you can make fun of this, but this
Anybody
is how I
with
got in touch with
108,000
90% of the
subs
people I
reach out to
know.
me?
So this worked, and my worry was, as soon as Wilbur and as soon as Dream and George sent a message back saying, "Yeah, I want to make a video," my worry was like, "Oh my god,
I didn't know you also emailed Dream and George. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, I emailed a lot of people. I
knew about Will, but I didn't know that's how you get collabed with them as well.
Yeah, that was via. Well, that was when I think Dream had like 200 or 2 million. And Dream had by then had the same mentality I do. I still have this mentality, which is a really good mentality, by the way. It is. I don't care
Very
about
unbiased.
how big people are in collabs. I care about the idea. If people come to
True.
me with 10 million subscribers and say, "Hey, let's do a collab," I'm like, eh. But if someone comes to me and has no subscribers whatsoever, but has a banger idea, I'm down. Like, if the idea is good
Well, of course.
and everything is set up, like, I am down. Right?
That's why you're on this podcast.
Like, one of the main things that people don't seem to understand in just getting in touch with people like networking in general.
It's not about the numbers.
It's not about the numbers. It's about the main thing I've noticed that works really well in networking, and this is like a big tip. Make it as easy as possible for the other person.
I'm writing down so many things.
If you send an email that says, "Hey, I have a collab, this is the idea," it will do so much worse than you going, "I'm setting up a server. This is the idea. I'm doing everything.
It's already done.
30 minutes. It takes 30 minutes. Join this IP if you have time. That's it.
Everything is ready. You just show up.
Everything is done.
Yeah,
just
show up in your
make
suit
fun.
and tie.
Show up and you're done. Show up and that's it.
Look
so much
cute and
easier.
entertaining.
It saves them sending messages. It saves them setting stuff up. It saves them having to ask questions. Like
there is an obscene
your
amount
chance
of
of
skepticism.
success is drastically bigger if you make sure that they know you have everything set up.
There's so many people out there that do content for like the wrong reasons too, and they just want to like find somebody to sap off of. And I'm not saying there's a lot, but there are plenty out there. So like there's a decent amount of skepticism for a lot of creators for a fair amount of reasons. So it's hard when the immediate thing feels like they're like, "Hello, popular person. I would also like to be popular. Would you mind helping?"
Yeah.
Instead of being like, "This is an idea. I want you to be a part of it."
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think it's entertaining, and I think you're entertaining, and I think that is a wonderful combination to make an absolute amazing thing.
I joined a video a few weeks ago of a guy who had like maybe 8K subscribers because I just really enjoyed the video idea. Pretty much it was Guess Who, but the whole concept was that no question that was asked. It was, first of all, it was fully built in Minecraft, and it had like Minecraft YouTubers and such, right?
Amazing.
Second of all, the concept was you were not able to ask objective questions. So you can't say something like, "Oh, is his hair this color? Oh, are the eyes, or oh, is it a guy or a girl?" You can't do that.
Purely
what you would have to do,
personal.
You would have to ask stuff like, "Would you make this kind of video with that person?" Or "Would you be friends with him if you know him in real life?" Like those kind of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it made it so much more interesting because you really start to have to like think about things as opposed to just going, "Oh, is hair blue? Yes, no."
Is hair blue?
Right? Like it was such a better better idea of the game, and then that combined with it being in Minecraft and actually well built,
An
I was like, yeah,
interesting
let's do
take
it.
on it for sure.
Let's do it. Screw it.
I think
If he had 8 subscribers, I probably still would.
I
'Cause
think
it's
that is an
it's idea.
incredibly open-minded way to collaborate with people that I don't think a lot of creators
It's a sad thing.
take.
It's sad that not a lot of people would do this.
And it's hard to put yourself out there because it feels like you're shouting at nothing, because one thing creators are great at is not responding to anything.
Oh yeah.
Because they feel like it's a task to do any of it.
Mhm.
And you know, like, I'm not perfect. I've done the same, but you know,
Everyone has, yeah.
everyone does it, because it's hard when you have something to give people and there's constantly people kind of like poking you on the back, like, hey, give me some of that. You know
It's
what I mean?
really it gets worse when the messages repeat, because you start
Right.
feeling bad, and at the same time you like it's such a tricky situation. I try to avoid those things, but like it happens to everyone, I think, in content creation and streaming.
I feel
whatever
like
else.
from an outside perspective, you are a fairly responsive person, and
Thank you.
one
I do
of
my
one
best
of the
with that.
way more communicative people that I've met through content creation, I will say.
I mean, so the main reason why I also do it is because I've been in the like position of being completely ignored in this kind of
Right. Most
scenarios,
people
right?
have.
Yeah. So I always want to make people like not feel like shit. So my idea obviously just goes like, yo, if I wouldn't like it, I wouldn't want someone else to feel like this because of me, right? The amount of times I have had a Twitter DM of some people doing like a bit where it's saying, "Hey, we're watching Treasure Planet on this Discord," and it would be a Discord with like 20 people. The amount of times I joined it, then said something in VC, and then left just because it's like to them, it's really like it means a lot to them, right?
Of course.
It's just like, yes, it takes time of my day, but at the same time, my mind would be blown if I was in their position, and my favorite YouTuber or anything like that came to me and said,
Imagine,
"Hey," right?
yeah, imagine like, you know, we're, you know, 16 again. Hopefully not. But, you know,
Oh
you're
my God, don't.
you're an
You are
aspiring
bringing up
YouTuber.
traumas.
Yeah, you're an aspiring YouTuber and you have 2,000 subs and you're like, "Hey, Uber Haxer Nova, do you want to show up in one of my Minecraft videos?" And he's like, "Absolutely. I would love to." Like full commitment, super into it. Shows up, absolutely kills it. Like, that would be incredible
Yeah.
to me.
It is the celebrity equivalent of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
What's his real name? I forgot his real name.
You talking about Keanu, or
Yeah, but what's his?
does he have a?
Oh wait, that is his real name. Wait, no, John
Is
Wick
there-
is the other one.
Yeah, John Wick is the character.
Yeah, John Wick is the
Now I'm going to
character,
see if
yeah.
Keanu is his actual legal name, or did he change it?
No, that's his real name. Is that his real name? Surely it's.
I'm looking it up. Don't worry. You keep talking.
I
I'm
just
looking it
confused
up.
it too. I didn't know which one was fictional.
His middle name is Charles.
No, it's not.
It is. Everybody cares.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it looks like his real name is Keanu Reeves, though.
Yeah. There we
All right,
go.
well, big shout out to Keanu. Love his work.
Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great.
But, I mean, yeah, I think it'd be amazing. I mean, there's so many people, and this goes back to like, don't doubt your content just because you don't have the same amount of numbers as somebody else, because like somebody who's receptive to an idea like Fundy can make an 8,000 subscriber channel, a 20,000 subscriber channel, just by being nice enough and being interested enough to show up for 40 minutes.
I guess it's also the combination of it happening to me. Of
Yeah.
course, you know, Dream, George, Wilbur, and Phoenix.
That oh shit
pretty
moment.
much making my channel actually
the
a
oh
thing,
shit,
right?
this is happening moment.
It's like I've had many times where I'm like imagining what would have happened if I didn't go on that Reddit recap, because some people come to me saying like, "Oh, you probably still would have the skill to get there." Yes, but on the other hand, if the Reddit recap thing didn't happen, right, I would have taken more time, or
Yeah.
it would have taken more time to get to the level.
Think
where
about
I
when
was.
that chance
Would
would
I
occur
have given
again.
up? right? Would I have slowed down, or
Right.
would I have, not made as good of videos, right? Like, while the skill might have been there, it's also like the dedication that's behind it, right? The amount of people that are out there that don't do content creation, while they literally could technically have like a 20 million subscriber channel, it is the equivalent of, there's probably someone out there who sings better than as example, like Queen, right?
How
Who
dare
sings
you?
better. Well,
I
there's a
know.
high chance, right?
Yeah.
There's a high chance there's someone better. There's a high chance there's someone who could be the best actor in the world, but he didn't choose acting, right? And on that same level, there's so many people that could do content creation on such a great level, but they didn't have the opportunity because it's not an easy thing to get into.
Yeah, and another thing to keep in mind is like no matter how much that you want something, like somebody wants it more. Like realistically, somebody is out there who is striving to start a podcast like I am way more passionately. Like I feel like I'm putting in a good amount, but somebody's putting in way more. And
100%.
just because they don't do it when I do it, or don't blow up as fast as I might, or don't, have an audience already to build it up, doesn't mean they won't blow up. It doesn't mean it's not good content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I think the point is to just don't doubt the things you're able to create just because there aren't an absurd amount of numbers to back it up, because somebody else has more numbers, because they had something going for them sooner, or they had something pre-established that helped them a lot. You know what I mean? Like don't doubt your ability to do well in the terms of content creation. It can take a literal fucking email.
Yeah. I am literally proof of that.
Yeah, you're okay. So to go way back to the original point about first impressions, you're funny, you're blowing up. Shout out to Reddit Recap. You're emailing Georgia Dream, yeah. Wilbur, yes.
And then pretty much like the thing that caught me just by surprise with that, if we go back on the topic of like the first impression, it's just like how real these people are. Like, them as best moments of Georgian Dream, best moments of Wilbur, best moments of Sneak Snag.
Dream
right?
using
like,
his brain for 20 minutes. Like I haven't spoken to I haven't spoken to George at all. I've spoken to Dream a handful of times. I've spoken to Wilbur plenty, and I've spoken to Wilbur a lot away from content. He is a very, very real person. Like, and I don't mean that literally. I mean that like he is a super real human being. He will be extremely like open to you if you want him to be.
Yeah.
I don't think he tends to be like through his content. I think he has like serious talks sometimes. I don't watch his stuff all the time, but like I've had plenty of talks in Discord with him, with like him and Tommy and stuff, that I'm like, this is me and two of my friends hanging out and talking about life. Like he is a
100%.
extremely open-minded, realistic person.
It is incredibly cool to see those kind of things. Like it really caught me by surprise. And while you were saying like, oh, what is an interesting first impression? I would say this is just really interesting to see that this is like true, that all these people are, real people. Once again, not literal sense, but like, it's just something to grasp, that while on one hand, yes, you would assume it, like, yes, just as much as I assume that every celebrity has a, is real, it's just still when it happens and you are there and you suddenly talk to this person that from online, and suddenly they're there and they seem no different than any other good friend. It's just a really interesting impression to have that.
Yeah.
Because you these people as almost like big, like I'm gonna use this word here, like celebrities, right? Like them as the people that have millions and millions of views on YouTube and all these clips, and you have fan channels that upload clips of them which get millions of views, like on that level, right?
Little off top, like a quick side note. The guy, so do you watch like Marvel stuff?
A little bit, yeah.
So the actor for what's his name? Falcon.
Okay, yeah.
What's his name? Anthony Mackie, right?
Okay.
I saw like an interview he did because people were freaking out about this, and he was like, yeah, I told my kid, this is a spoiler by the way, but this is from like Infinity War, which was this
I
is
think everyone has seen it at this
right.
point.
Most people
Or
have seen
you
it.
just
It's
don't
old.
care.
If not, mute this for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, whatever. If you have Disney Plus, you can watch all of the Marvel movies in chronological order. Super fun, by the way. But he was like,
Okay,
yeah,
actually,
I
yeah.
told my son I was Captain America, and he was like, cool, that's cool. It's whatever, I guess. And he was like, at some point, like, it was a funny thing. He was like, he didn't really seem to care. And then all of a sudden he was like, wait, really? But then he was like, yeah, but my son like freaks out over like this British kid playing Minecraft all the time. And I was like, is he talking about Tommy in it right now?
Oh wow.
Like a famous celebrity is like acknowledging Tommy. It's such a funny thing to me.
Like it's on the same level as like The Rock wishing Tommy happy birthday, or like John Cena following like some of us, including me, on Twitter, right? Like it's this: you are in your room playing Minecraft and you see numbers go up. Like that's literally what we see. We see number go up, number go
high,
right?
number go burr,
number go burr. And it
chat go
gets to a
wee.
point where it's like 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000, 3,000,000 for me, right? And it's just a number on my screen. But at the same time, like just as much as it's a number for Tommy, you walk in real life in like England and you get stopped every 1 minute because someone has recognized one of us in the group. We were causing like a blockade in a small alley because like we took pictures and they wanted individual pictures, right? They wanted like one with Wilbur, one with me, one with Nikki, one with
a line
right?
formed.
And it would literally be like to the point where we finished taking the pictures with one person and two people have accumulated.
Yeah,
like it was a 1 to 2 ratio where it kept on increasing, right? It's that, and also like just like you said, like these actors that you literally watch Marvel, you see them do this crazy stuff, and then oh, this British kid is playing Minecraft and my son loves, right? Like it's that is connected is still so unreal.
This just maybe. Do you remember? Did you see like a week ago when Hank Green?
Yeah, play with Quackity.
No, not what's his name? Not the guy from Breaking Bad. Wait, did Hank Green play with him? I know the guy who played the uncle.
Yeah, no, the Hank. Hank.
Oh no, not Hank from Breaking Bad. I'm talking about like Hank Green, the
like
person. His name's Hank Schrader. That's the guy in the show. Hank Green has done all sorts of stuff, but he's like, he's like TikTok famous. He's done all sorts of stuff beforehand, but he's like big on TikTok, and like all these people on TikTok were like, you give off Rambo vibes. And he made a TikTok that was like, what is Rambo vibes? Is this a bad thing? And like trended on Twitter. Like Twitter ate it up. Hank Green knows who Rambo is. And I'm just like, that is such a weird, like what a crazy interconnection. Because it's like weird, you would never be like, yeah, of course John Cena follows Fundy on Twitter. That makes sense.
It's so weird. It's such a weird connection.
Yeah.
Like it's something that you would almost isolate yourself from. Like you were like in your own little sphere, right? The Minecraft community is their own thing, and like movie actors and actual like wrestling people.
Different realm of famous, to say the least.
Realm of like, yeah, but at the same time, it's like they literally just know of us. Like these are, do keep in mind, right? This is the most
because
crazy
their kids won't shut up.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But this isn't. Keep in mind, right? So we're now talking about the people that have acknowledged it, right? Now imagine the people that haven't.
Oh, it's a long list.
It's a much bigger thing.
Yeah.
Like there's a high chance, like my favorite actor knows someone that I'm friends with, right?
It's possible, yeah.
There's a very high chance, which is just ridiculous.
Apparently, we're both like 4 steps away from knowing Anthony Mackie, because like he could use his son to get to Tommy, and then we could get to Anthony through Tommy somehow. But I mean, obviously, we're not going to do that. But like, in a way, yeah, like we're that close.
Well, I wouldn't.
Which
I wouldn't
is
say we're not gonna do
ridiculous.
that, like,
I don't know.
It's crazy.
Maybe we should meet him.
use
Meet
Tommy to
Captain
get in a
America
Marvel movie.
and
Use Tommy to get in a Marvel movie.
yeah.
I'd be down. Let's settle pact.
I can't wait till Tommy cameos in a movie like Ninja. It's only a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
I can totally
So
see it
good.
happening.
It was weird. I saw an ad of Raid Shadow Legends with Ninja the other day. Where Ninja was became like a champion in Raid Shadow Legends, and they had like this professional ad on my YouTube, on my
Whoa.
video. I was watching my video on my mom's iPad. Um this ad came up, and I'm like, while this ad plays, and I'm
What's
like
happening?
showing my mom my video, my vlog. I'm like, I know this guy. I talked to this guy.
The only
It's really
recent
funny.
Ninja ad I've seen is that Takis one, and somebody replaced like the audio from when he eats the Takis and like transforms to that like echoey fart like sound. So immature, but I love it.
I like that kind of humor. It's
Yeah.
very funny.
Poop funny poop.
Farts will never not be funny.
Yeah. You ever just like hate an argument? Just like just start making poop jokes, dude. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do? It'll work.
I've almost lost like multiple you laugh, you lose stuff on my stream because people like will media share like the variations of the uh-oh stinky monkey to me. To the point where they like made like an emote of Lancer as the uh-oh stinky monkey on my channel because like I was so awful at it. But
I mean, the stinky monkey is just like the poopy, funny poo poo, right? Like it's
funny
just
poop.
it's gone around so much. The funny poo poo thing. It's just I'm surprised that there are not only like more than 20 variations of it, which are super similar to each other, but all 20 I've laughed at.
They're so funny. I don't get it.
It's almost like it's we are supposed to laugh at it. We are supposed to.
I don't
There's
remember which
no
one it
way
is.
something that's just like ever so slightly different 20 times is supposed to make us laugh.
I can't remember which
Why?
version it is, but there's one where he's like, "Uh-oh, fucking stanky."
Yeah, it's the Australian one. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
it
It made
just
me laugh.
sends me.
You got the Australian one. You got the French one.
So
you got the school one.
good.
You got like a bunch of animated ones. You got the standard one. You got the Echo one.
It's a meme that really went the distance, dude. Like there's just one meme out of every like 25 that just really goes the whole 9 yards or whatever the metaphor is. Probably not 9 yards. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's memes have changed as well, like a ridiculous amount in the past. Like you knock jokes to
the first
stinky
memes,
poo-poo,
dude.
like
you know that domino effect meme where it's like knock jokes to Tommy in it vlog memes.
What?
It's the domino effect, dude. We went from knock jokes being like the memes everybody knows like the same 20 knock jokes to the last
fair.
domino is people taking random screenshots from Tommy's vlogs.
Yeah, it's just it's just random screenshots and being like, this is funny. This used to have audio and it used to be funny, but now it's also funny as just image.
Image funny.
Image funny.
This picture
But
looks funny.
What if image with text?
Funny face with text in it makes me laugh.
Funny face with text. Bad grammar text funny. To the point where it's just like a horse looking out to water saying mate, and it's just like, and then you replace it with Filza, and it cracks everyone up.
And it's still funny.
It cracks everyone up.
Well, I think, we went from content mentality to poop humor and memes. But I don't think we gave poop humor and memes enough time as content creation attitudes, but clearly we have more experience with content creation. But I think that pretty much wraps it up. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I think so too. I mean, we've gone around the world. We've covered everything. Like, there's not much more to say. But
yeah, poop humor and content creation. That's all that matters. Really,
that is what happens in the world. Like,
funny
what else
poop
is there?
Post video.
Realistically, that's it.
Yep. Well, I appreciate your time, dude. You're free to shout out whatever avenue you want of your
It is
content.
funny on most of the things, and honestly, like there's variations. You have like the also funny or funny live, but you probably will find it if you just type in funny.
Yeah,
You probably would just find it.
all the social medias.
All of the social medias,
Well,
including TikTok.
wow. And TikTok. This guy's got TikTok, bro.
I didn't want to call it a social media. I just
Dang.
I'm on all social media and TikTok.
I don't want to put it. They don't want to be associated. All right. Well, that's all the time we got. I appreciate your time once again, and we'll see you next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.